Hello, today I will be presenting this study entitled Lactase Function Under Different Temperatures. Some background information on this study. We used lactase supplements, and they were taken under two different temperatures, one being 22 degrees Celsius, which was representative of room temperature, and that would be the control group. And then the other temperature was 4 degrees Celsius, which was a colder temperature, and that was the experimental group. And so after these lactase supplements were combined with a lactose solution, we would use the glucose test strips to measure the glucose content post-lactase reaction. And so the higher the glucose content means a better breakdown of lactose by the lactase supplements. Some methods used in this study. The lactase solution, like I mentioned before, was added to the lactose solution, and then these solutions were mixed, inverted 6 times to make sure that they were mixed very well. And I forgot to mention before that there were 7 solutions for each temperature, so 14 in total, and all of the reactions ran for 5 minutes after we inverted them 6 times. And then we used a pipette to extract some solution and put it onto a glucose test strip. And after we put the solution on the glucose test strip, we waited another 3 minutes and then measured the glucose content. So the research question of this study is, what effect could taking lactase supplements with colder food and beverages have on the breakdown of lactose by lactase? And the significance of this study, in my opinion, is that it would help those who are struggling with lactose intolerance and help them to get a better understanding of what temperature food and beverages would help them break down this lactose better if they had eaten foods with lactose in it. So the hypothesis is that if warmer temperatures increase lactase activity, which breaks down lactose better, then there will be a higher glucose content produced from the lactase supplements taken with warmer food and beverages. And so the prediction is that the warmer food and beverages will increase this lactase enzyme function and activity, and so that would therefore aid in breaking down lactose faster than the colder 4 degrees Celsius food and beverages. And so in this table that I've provided, we can see obviously that the prediction and the hypothesis go right along with what the results are telling us. The 4 degrees Celsius temperature obviously had a much lower glucose content, ranging from 0 to 200 milligrams per deciliter. And the 22 degrees Celsius temperature solutions had a much higher glucose content, ranging from 300 to 1,000 milligrams a deciliter. Here's just a better table to represent the data, a more explanatory way of representing the data. As we can see, for the 4 degrees Celsius, the glucose content is much lower and also has a much lower range of glucose content, indicating that it didn't produce much. There was not much lactase activity to break down lactose into glucose and galactase. But the 22 degrees Celsius temperature, on the other hand, shows that it more readily broke down lactose into glucose and galactase. As we can see, it has a much higher glucose content post-lactase reaction with a much wider range. And so the main finding of this study is that lactase enzyme activity is sped up and heightened when taken with warmer food and beverages, which could definitely break down lactose more readily, and so that would definitely produce a higher glucose content as shown in this table. In order to advance this study, I may like to see it not just with temperatures. Now that we know that warmer temperatures help to heighten lactase activity, I'd like to see it done with specific types of food and beverages to see if that would heighten the lactase activity even more. So overall, we can find that lactase is heightened with warmer food and beverages. So that is all I have, and thank you for listening.